The following program is brought to you by Pizza Productions.
Don't treat me like a woman. Don't treat me like a man. Don't treat me like you know me. Treat me for just who and what I am.
Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of the Totally Unnecessary Wrestling Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Kevin Porter. Cody James is on special assignment this week, but joining me live in the studio, I have Jessica and Jore, and we are here to talk about the week that was professional wrestling. How's it going, the both of you?
We're excellent. Doing amazing. Excellent.
Doing amazing things here on this podcast. We're talking about professional wrestling, and with this one here, obviously, we had the week that was, and there's a lot of news coming out of this week, but I figured this week we would, because you guys don't watch wrestling every week, so we can definitely kind of maybe just get your guys' points of view just in terms of, what professional wrestling is and just kind of how it looks from the outside.
Okay.
You guys are wonderful, awesome people to talk to. I'm all like, I've tried recording this like 5 times, I keep messing up. And I'm like, come record with me. You're like, I don't know anything about wrestling. What do you want to talk about in wrestling? I don't care. We can talk anything wrestling related.
The thing I want to talk about is because I don't actually sit down and watch wrestling, but I do watch the Bella Twins and their show they have.
Total Bellas.
John
Cena, Nikki Bella.
And it brings it up to me now.
Broke my heart when they made the announcement. Broke my heart.
Well, good news is in order. John Cena is trying to win her back. Supposedly it was over baby drama. She wants him to want a baby, but he doesn't want to want a baby.
I heard it was Nikki that broke up with John.
Because he didn't want to have a baby.
Is that all what it led to?
That's supposedly what's going on.
Cena doesn't want to put a bun in the oven?
I guess not. He probably doesn't want to ruin the oven.
You think with as much money as that man has, he could build another oven?
I don't know.
He could build another oven.
I don't know. It just brings it to light because right now on American Ninja Warrior, Nikki Bella she's playing and because of Red Nose Day for the children that are
now, what is less with the Red Nose Day?
I don't know. It's for less qualified children, poor kids to bring awareness. I don't know.
To pornies? I
don't know how it's supposed to bring awareness to that. I don't know if by buying the Red Nose you're giving money to. I don't know.
It's some bullshit corporation.
But anyway, she's on there right now doing the American Ninja Warrior.
Okay.
A little disappointed that she has help.
Yeah, there were some people helping her on those little spots.
Not sure why she needs.
They don't want to make her look like a stupid idiot and fall within the first one. She's like,
Probably, I guess.
She's a fit lady. She was doing pretty well. She did pretty well.
She didn't really look like she needed help, but
right.
Whatever.
Right.
I mean, apparently she does.
Well, I don't know. I like watching those shows to a point. I don't admit it too often, but a guilty pleasure can be a pretty good reality show. If it's good in anything wrestling related, I'm a sucker for it.
I don't know. I like watching it for the drama because I guess you don't realize how much drama actually is in wrestling. I mean, I guess there is drama in wrestling because that's the whole storyline.
It's all created.
But it's when you watch the Bella Twins and see them talk about the other wrestling girls and. It was like, whoa, there's
total divas. Yeah, total divas.
Like, you have no room to talk about what she's wearing because you ain't wearing nothing yourself.
They're coming out with a new one. It's The Miz.
The Miz?
The Miz and
The Miz is...
and his wife.
Those two are going to have one?
Yeah, they're going to... Because they just had a baby.
Oh.
It's not going to be on E, though. It's going to be on USA.
Okay.
So... I don't know. I mean, it'd be a fun one to watch.
It'd be a fun one to watch. I don't really know his wife very well. Is she a
wrestler? She's been on wrestling. She was on wrestling. She was one of those models.
Is she the one that follows him?
Yeah. Now, yeah.
Okay.
Well, she had been, but then they had a baby. So, Yeah,
I wonder what that show's gonna be about. Just their day-to-day life.
Well, they're like Hollywood like C-listers, you know. So I mean, they're a little bit above that. I mean,
Well, it was funny because one of the Bella Twins episodes,
solid
where
B's.
It's where they were like staying with John Cena, both the sisters and the husbands, and they were bitching about like the dogs. The dog shitting. What was the shit? Dude. I was like, huh, okay.
I liked how John Cena had all his rules.
Right?
John Cena's just like a robot, basically. Like, you must take your shoes off, and every Sunday we're going to have dinner.
He seems like a very strict...
I don't know, man. Like,
he seems... I don't know. Maybe it was just for the show, but he seems very, like...
Set in his ways.
It needs to be this way, or no.
Well, I guess, man, when you're... I don't know. I guess I can understand. Sure. I mean, if you're making... Dude, that guy's house is ridiculous, though.
His body's ridiculous.
No, his house is like that pool that they have in that back, dude. That pool is badass.
I don't know. I couldn't get past him in his shorts.
Yeah. I like seeing Daniel Bryan on there, too, because it's pretty fun, because Daniel Bryan's like... He's like the king. He was the king of the indies before coming to WWE. Like, he was like the indie wrestler, you know, the American Dragon.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just have like, I don't know. You know, it's because we're all from the same state. Like, he's just always been, you know. Once he came onto my radar, and I was like, oh shit, he's from Aberdeen. Like, no shit, because like him and Spanky, Brian Kendrick, he's this other like cruiserweight wrestler, and he's from Olympia. He's actually from like Lacey, I guess, which is where my dad lived. And so it's cool as shit to be able to like follow their careers.
So keep me posted on that. Did he ever get the doctor's
He got
consent to return?
Where have you been? Okay. So Daniel Bryan's back. Like he got
to wrestle.
He's back.
I knew he was doing commentary, but
no, he's been wrestling.
Oh.
He got cleared in like March for WrestleMania. So he wrestled at WrestleMania. Him and Shane McMahon teamed up against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then now he's just on the weekly he's wrestling.
There's no restrictions, no.
He revealed that he has to do a concussion protocol after every single match. So he has to go straight to the trainer's room, and they just basically they're just monitoring and making sure he's not lying about being concussed or anything. And apparently that's it stems from the conversation he had directly with Vince McMahon. So. Because
from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be very wrong on this, is the WWE doctors wouldn't release him. And so he had to go pay specialists.
He basically spent like 3 years or whatever it was going to specialist, and finally like there was like three major neurologists or whatever within the United States that personally approached the WWE's head physician and told him, you know, hey, he's cleared. Then,
he's okay.
Yeah, he's okay. And then finally he got the clearance, and, you know, so that's going to be on Total Bellas, too. They're going to have that now. Like, I was emotional. Like, I get there's very few things I've gotten emotional about in wrestling, especially as an adult. Dude, we were going to be at that show, remember? I was going to get tickets.
Like,
I was going to get tickets for me and Jordy. Like, because like they announced it, I was like, I could maybe go. And then I just decided not to. And it turned out to be his retirement, you know, and it was just like I teared the fuck up, man. Like I cried watching Gran Torino this last weekend though too. So, but when he came back, man, that was emotional.
So he's back.
He's back wrestling.
All right.
They got Money in the Bank coming up, so he faced Jeff Hardy this last week on SmackDown this week, and it was like one of those like. You know, first time matchups, Jeff Hardy versus Daniel Bryan and shit.
I can't believe he's back too.
Jeff Hardy? I love Jeff. I've always loved. He hadn't been back in WWE since 2009.
And he got kicked out because of drugs.
Well, he quit. No, he left on his own.
Oh, okay.
And then, like, weeks later, he got busted for, like, cocaine and steroids and, like, all this shit. Like, they raided his house. But he has kids now, and, like, it got worse from there. Like, there was, in 2000, I want to say it was 2011, and it was, like, I think it was, like, TNA Victory Road, because he wrestled for TNA. You've heard of TNA.
Yeah.
TNA.
Yeah.
And, so he was wrestling Sting, which is, like, you know, one of his, like, childhood idols and shit, and he showed up to the fucking arena all fucked up, and they let him go out, and, like, he was just visibly... I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you tonight. Yeah, I'll show it to you tonight.
Did he get his ass kicked?
No, they called the match basically, and like he got pinned really fast and lost the match and lost the title.
Oh, why would he screw that up?
Because he was like on pain pills and shit. He was on drugs.
You know, I'm starting to lose faith in WWE doctors and.
Well, no,
They
this
don't
is
seem like
super.
they're
That
really
was
caring.
Well, no, that was TNA. I mean,
I
it's
don't
not
know.
WWE. I mean, WWE would never have even let him get out to the fucking ring. You know what I mean? Like that's
TNA's
on.
a little bit more
TNA's
relaxed.
apparently a little bit more relaxed in their policy when it comes to that. So
Wow.
yeah.
That's hilarious. I was watching McMahon today in interviews about
Which
sorry.
McMahon?
The head guy.
Vince McMahon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
When what's his name killed his family.
Oh, Chris Benoit. Oh, you saw that on the Today Show?
Yeah, they were. It was old
On this
interviews.
show, we talk about we dubbed the man that cannot be talked about as Rumpelstiltskin. That's his name's Rumple.
So we don't talk about him, huh?
We can talk about
Are
it.
we gonna be like WWE sweep him underneath the
Well,
carpet?
kind of. You got to refer to him as like Rumpelstiltskin, Mr. Stiltskin.
Why?
I don't know. It's just something we made up.
Oh.
Because WWE doesn't acknowledge him, you know.
That's kind of fucked up, though.
Well, I mean, he killed his wife and his fucking kids. I mean, I get
know,
that's
but-
one thing I can't really like fault him for.
But apparently, I mean, he had some issues. I mean,
Yeah.
it may not have been his. I don't know. I mean,
Well-
what happened was fucked
well,
up, but it may not have been his.
Between him and Eddie Guerrero's death, that's why we had the wellness policy that we have today, and why the stems the Daniel Bryan issues and all that shit, is because they basically within like a year. Because for the longest time they were always TV-14. It
Yeah.
was never really, because like back in the day when we were kids, it was Hulk Hogan. It was more the demographic was kids, and then like as us kids became teenagers, they basically transitioned to us, and that TV-14 to 20s, male or whatever.
Older, yeah.
Yeah, and so then from there. We see Eddie Guerrero die in 2005, and they instituted a new drug policy at that point. And then in 2007, when the whole Chris Benoit tragedy, and basically they fucking almost ruined the entire professional wrestling industry. Fucking
Dude, yeah.
yeah.
The interview because of that, like they were nailing him, and he like quoted saying Vince McMahon was quoted saying that steroids don't cause these issues, and they were nailing him. It was like, how can you say that? Statistically, it's been proven by being on these like causes.
Well,
mental...
I don't know. I mean, that's all left up for our different arguments and shit.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, like within a year, they rebranded their product being PG, so they changed directions. Like that's why we have the WWE today, is basically because of the fucking Chris Benoit tragedy. Which again, I don't blame them. Like honestly, like I can go back. I there are some wrestling fans out there that refuse to watch his matches.
Just because of
what happened. Like, I'll go back. I'll watch his matches if they come on. If I'm watching, like, an old pay-per-view or something. But I'm usually not going out of my way to watch Chris Benoit
Do you know
matches.
that when I hear about him, though, I don't think of a monster. I think of sadness. Because there was a lot of interviews
I'm not saying it was a
where he
monster,
clearly
but-
loved his family. Like, he said a lot, like his son, and he clearly loved his family. So something
know.
happened
I know.
that we weren't there and present for. And it's kind of sad that because...
It's sad.
It's kind of sad that they're just kind of wiping him off like he was no big deal when apparently he had a mental illness or something happened that caused
He was my
tragedy.
favorite. Up to that point, he was my favorite professional
I
wrestler.
remember that. I remember when it came out, just like, holy
Well, you remember
Nikes.
you remember the house show that me, you, and Gene and Jamie went to at the Sundome?
We went to a couple of
Well,
them.
we went to the one. It was the only one that Gene and Jamie went to with us, and it was like it was on Valentine's Day. Remember
Okay.
in 2007? Yeah, it was like 6 or 7 months before the tragedy, and like he wrestled at the Sundome, and he wrestled Chavo Guerrero. And because you know me, I always get a shirt at every single show we go to.
Yeah.
What shirt did I get?
Cheers.
I got the Chris Benoit shirt.
Do you still have it?
I had it up to a point, like I still wore it for a while afterwards, but
wonder if
like
that
somehow. I wonder if you can go on Amazon. Like,
antique
I'm
now,
sure you can
like-
get a Chris Benoit shirt off Amazon.
I don't know.
I'm sure you can.
I don't know. It's just sad. That whole
It's a real
story's
sad event. It's very sad.
But it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can't just like push it under the carpet. It happened, and
I think
it's
they
been
acknowledge
addressed,
it. And then, that was one of the big discussions, honestly, because like for the longest time they would edit out like anything that had to do with Chris Benoit. They basically just edited him out. Well, here in the last like 3-4 years when we got the WWE Network,
Yeah.
well, there's big discussion when they rolled it out on would they actually include him, and so what they've done is basically just put disclaimers on, like a warning.
Yeah, but they should use it. They should, if WWE was smart, they would use it as a platform to bring out awareness.
Well, in a sense, they have, though.
You know what I mean?
In a sense, they have, though. I mean
not shy away from it, but say, this can happen. Get help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. There's nothing wrong seeking for help, and using it as like a platform instead of shaming almost. I feel like it's kind of like the shame game and just try to make it go away.
I don't know, but I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it's already they kind of already went down that route.
Right.
I mean, that's why we have like 10, 12 years later, 11 years later, that's why we have the WWE that we have today. I mean, if that had not happened, I mean, would they have gone TV PG? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, that was all stemming from that. So.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. See, I only know, the stuff that made news. Hulk Hogan's, racist rants. And
he's gonna get brought back here soon.
Is he? What?
They're gonna bring him back.
They're gonna break his hip.
Well, he's not gonna wrestle.
Oh.
He's not gonna wrestle.
So he's gonna come back.
Well, he's gonna come by, be just an on-air personality, or just show up and talk.
That's done and over with, though. They've got to move on from him, don't you think?
Well, they have moved on.
Do you guys still get giddy when you hear about Hulk Hogan coming back?
I don't really care about Hulk Hogan that much. So.
What's his name? Woo!
Ric Flair.
I hope he never comes back, man. He needs to stay and take your granddaughter or daughter, whoever she is, take her with you.
That's the only time. That he shows up is when she's on TV. He almost died this last year. He went through that health scare.
What health scare?
Well, he's a fucking alcoholic.
Oh.
And and he basically, his body just shut down from all the years of alcohol abuse. I mean, his son had died, so he just started drinking even more and lost
How did his son die?
a drug overdose.
Son of a bitch.
Heroin apparently.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I mean, he's had a rough couple years, but I mean, he's on the upturn though. I mean, he miraculously
got better.
He pulled through that. He was basically on death's door.
Dang, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that just happened within the last year. So.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, good for Ric Flair for pulling.
Good for Ric Flair.
But yeah, they don't
back.
really pull him out. I mean, I don't know. They don't really put him out there anymore.
So is because I'm not sorry, I don't watch it very often, but The Undertaker, is he ever gonna make any more appearances?
Oh, he did.
Officially done?
No. He semi-retired last year at WrestleMania 33 when he fought Roman Reigns in the main event of that year's WrestleMania, and he lost. So the Undertaker's lost twice at WrestleMania. He lost once to Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 30, and then at WrestleMania 33 he lost to Roman Reigns. So, and he left his boots and his shoes in the ring and shit. Oh. And so everybody's oh, he's retired. They never officially announced him as being retired, but the next night on Raw, everybody was hashtag Undertaker this. It was pretty big.
He can't go on.
The match, dude. The match was really bad. I'm not gonna lie. His last those last couple months last year in 2017 where he wrestled at the Royal Rumble and he also wrestled at that year's WrestleMania. He was you could tell he was hurting. And he's lost a little bit of that step. He can't go on forever, and so fast forward to this year, the Rumble because there's always going to be talk is Undertaker coming back? Is he coming back? And so what the whole program was this year was John Cena challenged the Undertaker to WrestleMania, but the Undertaker never accepted the challenge on TV.
He's gonna beat up an old man.
John Cena.
How is that for real?
That's what happened, yeah. And so what happened, they took it to WrestleMania. Basically, the whole thing was, John Cena doesn't have a match at WrestleMania. It was never officially announced. And which is kind of cool. They've never done that, announcement, something like that. So it was kind of cool and neat to
So it's kind of hanging in the air. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know if you knew it was going to happen, but you don't know if it's going to happen,
So it's just kind of hanging there.
Yeah, so it wasn't on the posters, it wasn't on anything, but they played it up on TV like that. And so then come WrestleMania, of course, The Undertaker shows up and literally squashed John Cena and beat him in the entrance took 10 minutes. the match took like less than 2 minutes, like or like. Less
He's
than
like,
3
that's all I
minutes.
can handle, man.
Well, it was
I'm
like
gonna
the
get in,
greatest
I'm gonna
hits.
get out.
But that's a good fit, though. I mean, that's good. I mean, you got to play with strengths. He can't do a 20-minute match anymore, which is
Right.
fine. But if he can get in there and fucking,
do what he's gotta
do
do.
like a 10-minute match or something, then fucking A, dude. Because then, so he beat John Cena in like 3 freaking minutes, and then at that Greatest Royal Rumble, he fought Rusev in a casket match. So, and that was a little bit longer of a match, but I mean, it was more or less the same Undertaker. But I don't know. Well, a lot of people are saying that it's like it's a little at this point, man. Hey, man, go have fun. With all that money you earned, bro, type thing. But I guess, it's hard to get that out of your blood if you.
Well, I mean, The Undertaker is so...
He had his hip replaced last
I
year.
have to say that whenever we went to shows, The Undertaker coming out was my favorite. Because it would just go dark.
Yeah, and you could feel
And then that smoke. And then, like, people would have their lighters.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of like an epic
It's
feeling.
so awesome to see the Undertaker.
You know what I
come
mean?
out.
He
Yeah.
had, like, the best... come
Entrance,
out. Like, you could
entrance.
feel the goosebumps going
Yeah, you could.
when he was starting to
You
come
could.
out. And it's kind of sad that you're losing that, like, I don't know, music. I mean,
Well, he's not going to go away. I mean, I don't think he's ever going to officially retire.
Yeah.
But like, I know what you mean. Though I remember at that when we went to the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, and when he comes out and because at the TV, it's a little different compared to the house shows. They actually have like fireworks and actual fire and stuff, and the fire comes up from the entrance, and like you could feel the heat like all the way across the arena and shit. And it's like whoa,
So what's your favorite entrance? Who's
My
your
favorite?
Yeah, because Undertaker, I'd have to say, is mine because it's just so epic to me. The darkness and the goosebumps.
I always thought the Ultimate Warrior was a fun entrance as a kid. I always thought that was really fun. The whole dun, 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 dun,
So the music.
Any music from like when we were kids, like the 90s. Like, some of those classic songs, man, like, I pop. Like, Hulk Hogan's music, I loved. Bret Hart always had a fun entrance. Crush, Kona Crush. I always like Crush coming out. Macho Man, Randy Savage.
Well, see, the song that Ronda Rousey comes out to, I really like that song because it's often things I
Joan
hate
Jett,
about you.
yeah.
But I don't know if it's a good, like, entrance song.
Well, that was her entrance song in UFC.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So she just kind of kept it and kept moving with it.
Yeah, kind of like CM Punk, he's got that cult of personality.
Okay.
He had that in WWE.
So
I
just
mean,
kept moving with it.
and he took it to UFC too.
Ah.
So, because they kind of swapped.
I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess. I mean, I
thought it was
like
cool.
the song. It's just her coming out to it. It was like,
Yeah.
you need a little bit more, like, oomph.
So she's already getting a title match here at Money in the Bank.
Damn.
Yeah, they hot-shotted that. They at the NBC upfronts last week.
Yeah.
They had Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey there, and basically Nia Jax in one of the most like awkward, stupidest, like worst segments ever was like, "Hey Ronda, I bet you can't do this. I bet you can't do this." And like basically, I'm challenging you to challenged her to a championship match,
God.
and
I would like to see Ronda Rousey just kick the shit out of some chick, so...
dude, those are the best. That was the best part about Ronda Rousey.
Knock him out. Just knock him out and move
Just
on.
take him out. I know.
They
dude,
need
like,
to move her over into, like, the men's, like, men against Ronda Rousey, because I would love to see her kick some guys' ass.
that's actually kind of making a comeback on the independent scene. Is like men versus women's wrestling
Right.
matches. But it's not like men beating up. It's like independent wrestling
Well,
is
Ronda Rousey to me is someone that can hold her...
hold her own.
She can hold her own. I mean, some of those
I think
other-
she could beat up most male wrestlers on that roster.
I don't know, because it's like you look at the Bella Twins, and I mean, let's be honest, they're there because of their looks, not,
Hey,
I don't know.
Nikki Bella and Brie Bella have put in the time, man. They may not be the best
I
wrestlers,
know. But they ain't no fucking Ronda Rousey, that's for sure.
Yeah, but Ronda Rousey, I don't know. I would actually argue the Bella Twins have more experience in professional wrestling than Ronda Rousey does. You know what I mean?
But
I mean, in terms of
actually kicking someone's ass?
Well, in terms of like actual fighting, yeah, of course, Ronda Rousey's like black belt, like judo or whatever. So, so I don't know. I think I like Ronda Rousey though.
I like Ronda Rousey.
I'm glad that it's going to be interesting at Money in the Bank. Like, I'm hoping. I kind of hope they just give her the title. Fuck it. Like, why not, right? Like, she's your most over women's, representative based on, mainstream
Well, she's definitely
appeal.
got, I guess, women paying attention. Like me, I never really cared for the women wrestling division. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But with her in there, it actually has me like, oh, what is she
What is
doing?
going
Like,
on
what
there?
is going on there? Like,
There's a lot of like
maybe
awesome
it's not just
women's...
pretty girls. Maybe
No,
it is like,
no,
let's
man.
kick some ass girls.
But there are a lot of those girls now. Now it is about the wrestling. Like,
It is actually
it's
about
on par, if not better, sometimes than the men's wrestling. Like most of the chicks that are in there like know how to wrestle. And,
Well,
like,
I
put
know
on
it
good
sounds
matches.
absolutely ridiculous, but the last female wrestler that I actually paid attention to was Chyna.
Have you been paying attention to Chyna?
I know she's like dead now, right? She had like an overdose, or
She overdosed like a couple years back.
but I don't know. It was like when
She died,
was,
and then the next, like everybody's all talking about Chyna dying, and then the next day, fucking Prince died. It was
I
like,
know. That was
and then I was
awful.
like, oh my gosh.
She didn't get the. I don't know. She didn't get the time that she needed. I liked her. I don't know.
I love Chyna, dude.
She
Back in
was
the day,
different.
dude.
She
Back in
was-
the day, Chyna was the shit, dude.
I just love listening to interviews about her because here she is like this big bulky chick, and then you hear her talk, and she's got like
The sweetest little
the
voice.
sweetest little voice. I was
Yeah.
like, how the hell do you not have a little bit deeper of a voice going on there?
Yeah, right.
But I liked her. I liked her presence. I liked what she brought. You know,
Yeah.
she looked like she could kick some guy's ass, and I kind of liked that in the women wrestling industry.
Yeah.
I like seeing a woman that could, you know, knock a
Beat
guy
up the
out.
man. Yeah.
And it's not just these two girls all looking slutty, fight each other, barely wearing clothes. Like, that's not a representation of normal women. So, sorry. I just want to like Ronda Rousey. I just don't
Yeah,
like
right.
Chyna.
I remember when Chyna debuted, like, because, you know, I've been watching wrestling for, like, fucking damn near 30 years. I remember when Chyna debuted in, like, early 97 or whatever, and showed up as, like, Triple H's fucking, as a bodyguard. And I remember watching her, because she's, like, it was Triple H was in a feud with Goldust at the time. This is, like, going to, like, WrestleMania 13. And basically, she shows up out of nowhere. And I don't know if it was, like, on her debut or but it was around there, but the distinct, the memory I have is Marlena getting knocked off the ring apron and Chyna, you know, grabbing her in a bear hug and just whipping the shit out of her. And Marlena is, like, a real tiny girl.
Yeah.
And just seeing the violence of it, it was like, oh my gosh, like, holy shit.
Right?
And just, like, that's my first impression of Chyna is that. And it's, like, just...
She was beefy.
She was, and just, like, it was just great, though. Like, then, like, I remember, like, the next year in, like, it was about a year after her debut, they were having the February pay-per-view, and it was, like, Triple H, and, like, it was, like, a four-way, there was a point where they were involved with Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was leading up to WrestleMania 14, and Stone Cold stunned Chyna, and shit. I was like, oh my gosh, like, Stone Cold stunned Chyna, like, what? Oh, shit. Like, it was epic, dude. It was great. It was great.
I liked Chyna a lot. It's sad. It's kind of the ending of her life made me kind of sad, you know.
Yeah, watching, you know.
Just kind of watching how like Triple H kind of pushed her out, and I don't know. She just. It was I don't know if you ever watched her side of the interview of like what happened.
I've seen her. I watched the Vince Russo interview when it came out. I remember. I've listened to
It
her.
was like I kind of felt really bad for her. It was like, wow, you kind of got pushed out from the only industry that made you famous that you really knew how to do, and that you know you kind of got pushed out. And where were you to go? What are you to do after that?
She got addicted to drugs.
You know what I mean? So she ended up going
Her-
to
her-
China
her
and
next-
being, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, her and X-Pac made that porn.
that too. But you gotta make money somehow. It's the
Yeah.
oldest way to
I've
make
never really
money.
gone back and like actually watched that.
I never either. I
Yeah.
never have. I mean, I think I saw like clips of it,
Yeah.
but I don't think I actually watched it all the way through.
We'll make mention that we said Jory was on the episode, but Jory has since walked away, so it's just not it's me and you in the room now,
Right.
so we can talk about whatever we want. But anybody keeping track out there, like, I thought their kid was in there.
Right? No, we would not discuss that with him.
Yeah. No, oh, that's funny.
That is funny.
That is funny.
Did you? I thought you did see that.
I remember when we were in Oregon, and this is like, I was like I think we were like 18, 19, when we went down to Salem to go see your sister.
Yeah.
I remember for some reason or another, we ended up in an adult shop, and they had a copy of that video, and I remember seeing on the back of the DVD case, and like, her clip basically looked like a mini penis.
Yeah.
And it was just like, whoa, like... So,
Yeah.
but no, I mean, I'm sure I've seen bits and pieces.
They come
I
in
mean,
all different
you
shapes
can
and
you
sizes,
can go
baby.
see China's porn, you can see Sunny's porn. Like, there's a lot of wrestling themed porn out there. current divas included, or current
Well, at
heavy
one point,
wrestlers
didn't
included.
like Chyna do like a was she
A gangbang? Yeah, she did.
No, God, get your mind on the gutter.
In a wrestling ring.
No, she did like Big Brother or something where they all lived in a house or something.
She did celebrity, yeah, like there was the VH1 one or some shit. I remember that.
There was one like that, and whoever was her boyfriend at the time,
X-Pac.
Was it X-Pac? He was like really controlling.
He was all on
He would
drugs,
like
too.
come in and tell her what she needed to do and who she couldn't talk to. And I remember seeing that thinking, Chyna, don't take that shit.
Don't take
I
that
see
shit.
what you can do. Like, take his ass down. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I felt
He's
bad.
got clean. He's clean. He's cleaned up. He just smokes a lot of weed now.
Does he?
Yeah, he's off like crack and dude. Some of those wrestlers got on like some dirty fucking drugs, man.
I was speaking of drugs. What happened to Rob Van Dam or whatever?
Oh, fucking.
I used to like him.
Yeah, apparently him and his wife got divorced. And I think
Aw.
he's just like, he's just chilling. Like, I mean, I think he works like independent events every once in a while, but you don't really hear anything. I mean, he's pretty much in retirement. I mean, he's like, in his 40s. So.
I liked him a lot. He was
I
like
loved
a
Rob
badass
Van Dam,
to me.
dude. Rob Van Dam was the shit, dude. I loved Rob Van Dam.
And I think it was like one time he got nailed for smoking pot or something like that.
Yeah, when he's
I thought
WWE
really
champion.
like that's the worst you can find
And
with
he's
him.
in Ohio, though,
You got
so...
people doing freaking hardcore drugs and whacking out and killing their families, and you're worried about someone smoking pot.
Well, that was the year before that, actually. That happened the year before. So, that's why he had to really quit. And that's why he lost the WWE Championship, because he got busted speeding in, like, Ohio. And, yeah, he had a freaking ounce of weed on him. And so, I mean, like, it was an ounce or a quarter or some shit. I don't know. It wasn't, like, that much. But, yeah, it was 2006, so, it was definitely back in the dark ages. So,
Okay, and the end with this guy.
Which one?
My favorite guy. You gotta tell me if anything at all is going on with him.
Okay.
Bret Hart. Anything?
Bret Hart, man, he survived cancer.
Did he?
He had prostate cancer.
Oh my god!
I think it was prostate.
Isn't that like the worst?
Yeah, but they caught it early. They caught it really early, so it's kind of crazy because him and his older brother, what the fuck is? I think it's not Bruce. Oh shit. The oldest Hart brother out of all of them actually got diagnosed. I think it was prostate cancer. Yeah, it was prostate. They both got diagnosed around the same time, but his was a lot further along, and he actually passed away from it.
Oh, man.
Smith Hart. I think it was Smith Hart. Yeah, and he passed away. I think it was Smith. I don't know. I forget his fucking name. I don't know. That sounds. But yeah, he passed away. So yeah, basically Bret Hart's just in retirement. I mean, he's not really doing much. He had a podcast for a little bit, but then I don't think he just really wanted to do a podcast.
I think
every
the
week.
last thing I saw with him was he came back to WWE just to kind of like shake hands with Vince McMahon.
That was back in like 2012.
And then nothing. I thought,
No, that
holy
was
shit, he's
2010.
back!
That
I was
was
like, holy shit,
2010,
he's
dude.
back! And then
That was
nothing
like
really came of it.
dude. Yeah, it was 2010.
I thought they were gonna do something with him.
Well, they did do something with him at the time. I mean, he was like he became like a Raw general manager. He won he actually came back and beat the Miz at the time back in 2010 for the U.S. Championship. But since then, I mean, he says, I don't know. I mean, he's doing what he's doing up in Calgary, I guess.
Does he wrestle up there?
No, dude, he's like
Canadian.
You're 60.
Canadian wrestling, eh?
No, he's retired. He's he's got white hair, Jessica. He's old.
He's got white hair now. Oh, you gotta show me a picture of him.
Oh, we'll show him. I'll
We
show
gotta
you
Google
that
that
and the
shit.
Jeff Hardy getting all fucked up in the ring.
Okay.
I'll show you those. So yeah, I guess that's where we'll end it. So fucking thanks for contributing, Jory.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Welcome. All right. Well, this is the Totally Unnecessary Wrestling Podcast. We will see you next week, ladies and gentlemen.